Hey guys, so I am doing a bit of a different video today. Me and Yoda here. What I've noticed is that there's quite a few videos out there within the last few months of people kind of showing you, stuff that they've collected over the years, memorabilia, ephemera, photos and things, and how they store them, and just kind of like going over and looking at some of the stuff they have, having a laugh, or just kind of showing you how they store stuff. So that's kind of what this video is today. So we're in my living room because this is really the only space large enough to kind of show you all of this stuff. And then throughout the month, what I really want to do, it's probably going to take more than this month. It's probably going to take several months or up to a year. But I want to transition from these containers into actual albums or books that someone could pull off a shelf and flip through. So a lot of the projects that I'm going to be doing this month are related to that and memory keeping. So let me kind of just take you through what I've got here, and then I'll do some close-ups in a minute. So first I'm going to take you through kind of what's in these, and then I'm going to actually open them up and show you. So this trunk I got in Belize, and it's hand carved, and it holds some larger non-paper items. I have some things that my grandfather gave me that are in this one. And then this smaller train case, it now holds photos because I've now gone through all of my photos, taken out the ones that I want to keep, and I've taken everything that I don't want to keep that are not my favorites, and I've put them in a separate box to give to my mom. But this held all kinds of like paper and non-paper smaller items, and then the suitcase held larger paper items like yearbooks and a really small scrapbook that I had made when I was in high school. I did scrapbooking for about a couple of months towards the end of high school. I never went back to scrapbooking again. But it holds all that kind of stuff. And then in this box here, this diaper box, it's hard to see, but I've got my Letterman jacket there and some more yearbooks and like my baseball glove from when I played softball a long time ago. So I'm going to kind of open these up and give you a close-up to see what I've got, and then also to kind of give you an idea of some of the projects I'm going to be working on this month and how I intend to kind of bind some things together. Okay, so here is the suitcase that I've got opened up. Now, a couple of weeks ago when I was cleaning out, I went through all of this and organized it sort of, so that I would have, a couple of bags where all of the ephemera from certain activities or periods in time were all together, so I could easily come in here and just work on one project at a time. So I have all of my ephemera and stuff from when I went to Turkey. This is from when I went to the UK. This is stuff from various activities. They do have a common theme. They were all around kind of the same point of time in my life. So instead of kind of creating a bag for each activity, I just put them all together because I knew it's from like a grouping of 2 or 3 years within my life. All these events happened around the same time. And honestly, I'm terrible at this. I don't remember dates, and I'm really bad at like remembering when things happened in the past. So I know that these all happen within like a clump of time. So when I do put these all together in a journal or an album or something, I'm not going to go in order, and I'm okay with that. I know a lot of other people would probably want to have them in order, but I'm more than okay sticking them down and then just kind of writing something about, what they were or where it's from. Okay, and then I've got some larger things here. So I've got a baby photo. Yep, I was cute once upon a time. This is from when I was in college. This is a glamour shot, which I'm not going to show you guys because it is hella embarrassing. I've got some yearbooks here. I've got these, and then I've also got one in here. Let me pull this out so I can show you guys. So I've got this one as well. And what I actually plan to do for my high school stuff is I'm going to I'm going to gut one of these, or possibly more than one of these, and I'm going to actually bind in some ephemera from when I was in high school and some photos and things like that, because I've got a lot of paper ephemera from high school because I was in drill team, and so I just have a lot of stuff. And to be honest, I am not in the yearbooks that much. This is the one from when I graduated, so I have more photos in here. So what I'll probably do is not gut those pages, or I'll just save those pages. I'll save, like the relevant pages that I actually am in. But I know a lot of people, I obviously bought one almost every year, and they were expensive because, when you're in high school, like, that's the thing. And to me, it's the same thing like with a class ring. I didn't buy a class ring because it was just so incredibly expensive, and it wasn't to my taste, and I couldn't see spending that much money. And now that I look back at these, I think, oh my God, I spent so much money on these, and to me, they're not that precious to me. They're gonna make a really great cover for when I bind my my ephemera and memorabilia and stuff in there. But I don't, I'm not gonna be sad to rip into this and pull things out. So there's that. That's gonna be one of my first projects. Okay. And then I've got all of my my high school stuff in here. Lots of stuff from when I was in drill team. And then I've got a box here of stuff from when I was a kid. And then under here I have things from my graduation and when I was a camp counselor, and things like that, my college years. So I plan on creating an album from that as well. Alright, so let me stick all this back in here, and then I'll show you guys this train case. So I went through, like I said, all of my photos. I still have a really large photo album that my mom made that has a bunch of baby photos, but I have a feeling a lot of those are duplicates to what I have here, and I'll go through that eventually. But I had twice this many photos, and what I did, it was a long process. Lots of nights sitting on the couch and just sorting. So I sorted them first by time period or type. So for example, I had a pile for everything that was just me when I was a child, and then I had a pile for a photo with me and immediate family, so me, my sister's mom and dad, and then a pile with me with extended family, and then I had a pile for high school, a pile for college years, camp, and then anything else that went beyond that went into one of these bags. It was a trip bag. So I then went through and sorted all those into categories, and then I went through every single category and I picked out only my favorites. I recently watched a video by Mouse Potato Designs, Felicia. She's really great. She's very straightforward, and you should go watch one of her more recent videos. But she talks about this, that she has so many photos with no context, or she has so many photos of people she doesn't even know. She has photos of places that she doesn't even know what they are. There's nothing written on them. And then she even had photos, of duplicates. You can tell that someone took a photo and then a few minutes later took another photo and another photo. So they're not identical, but they're so close. I would assume it's the same to what we do with our cell phones now, where we take several photos of the same thing, and then we delete the ones that are blurry or out of focus, or the composition isn't great. We take those 20 selfies and then pick the best one, or it doesn't even have to be a selfie. But that's basically what I did. I went through each of my categories and I only saved the ones that I absolutely loved and were my favorites. I put all the other ones in another box, and I'm going to give those to my mom because she's the one who originally gave those to me. What I will do before I actually put these down in albums is I will scan them to have a digital copy, but I will put the original in my album whenever I make that. Okay, now back to like my high school album. So I've got my Letterman jacket in here, and again, I'm not going to say that this was a waste of money because quite frankly, I wore this almost every day for 2.5 years when I had it. At my high school, I don't know what the qualifications are at other people's high schools, but at my high school, there were particular activities if you were involved in, you automatically lettered, and then others you had to spend a certain amount of time, and then you lettered. So I lettered in both choir. Don't ask me to sing now. I don't know if I was ever good at singing or I just liked it. I'm not quite sure. Or it was easy. Who knows? But I lettered in choir because I was in choir for 4 years. But you had to be in choir for 4 years to letter. And you don't actually get the Letterman jacket until you register for your 4th year of choir. So that's one of those things that like you have to, be in for so long before you letter. But when I was a sophomore, at the end of my sophomore year, I tried out for the drill team and I made it. And that's something that you automatically letter in. So the next fall, I was able to get a Letterman jacket automatically. And then I'm not sure how they did it at other schools, but you get patches. Actually, let me pull this out so I can show you guys. Okay, so Penny is going to be my assistant here. So here's my Letterman jacket. And so you get patches when you letter. So this was my drill team. This was an extra patch that I actually won from a competition. This is going to be my class number. And then when I lettered in choir, this got added later. So this was added first, and then this one. And then when I lettered officially in choir, it got put on here. This is again my lettering for drill team, and then the bars show you how many years. And then I've just got, I don't think I have any extra patches on the back, but once the sleeves fill up, we would start putting patches on the back. So I knew people that had the back was just covered in patches. I don't have that many. I just have, the 4 and then this one here. So because this was a large part of my high school career, if you can even call it that, I want to incorporate it somehow into the album or the journal that I'll be making to highlight my high school years and dance and all of that. So I am probably, and I'll never wear this again, and you guys saw it was in a bag hidden deep in the closet. So what I'm probably going to do is I'm going to cut it up. Yep, I'm going to cut out the patches, and I'm somehow either going to cover my yearbook with them. This will be the base, and then I'll cut out some patches to use on the front. Yep, I'm gonna cut it up because otherwise it's just going to hang out. And excuse the cats, it's cold here today, so they are extra frisky. Let me see if I can show you guys. Nope. There he is. He crazy. Merle. Just insane. If you guys have cats, you understand. But this shouldn't be hanging out in a closet. I want to be able to actually look at it, so I am going to incorporate it into one of these albums. Stay tuned to see how I do that. So that's pretty much it for this video. Are you guys doing any projects similar to this? I've noticed that it's happening a lot on YouTube over the last couple of months. So I hope that you guys will come back and see what I do with all this. Like I said, I want everything to live in a book on a shelf instead of in a box in the closet. So stay tuned. All right. see you guys in the next one. Bye.